I played Spence Olchin, who collected tokens in the subway for 9 seasons. 0 character growth. He was stunted and hilarious, and I absolutely loved playing him. There's an episode, I didn't have any lines in the scene even though I was in the scene, and the writers dared me stand absolutely still, do not react, and see if anyone notices, and no one noticed it.
It seemed like it was going to be a lot of fun, and this is the end. I mean, the concept of it seemed awesome, and once again, it was like taking a comedy and then mixing it with a bigger genre, you know, which to me just felt like it could be a lot of fun, and maybe it would break through. Jonathan Watson was the AD, the assistant director on that movie, and he's been the AD on all of like Eastbound and Vice Principals, and he's directed episodes of Gemstones. We've worked with him a lot, and Seth and Evan have as well. And I remember he called me before I got there and was like, "Ooh, you better come prepared. They're going hard at each other."
Oh yeah, I got to, so you can see I'm driving that on the ice there at Woolman Rink. But I drove it through the streets of Brooklyn. I got to drive it like it's like an all-terrain vehicle.
Yeah. I didn't want the show. This is the truth. So It was pilot season, and I wanted this soap opera because the soap opera had a really hot guy in it. Right. And I was 14, and that's really all that mattered.
Right.
So I was like, I don't really care about this weird show about the 70s. I don't understand it, but this show is great.
Right.
And my manager was like, you're crazy, and we're going to go for this show. And I was like, what?
Well, I think I probably said something in passing, like I had a tutor for 1 second, but then I think that it got blown out of proportion. I am, like I said, not going to change it. So I also I had to learn how to code a little bit to change. I had credits for Haley Lou Richardson, who's a wonderful actress.
What's Keke Palmer's real name? Okay, we're starting out light. My real name is Lauren. A lot of people think, because my full name is Lauren Kiana Palmer, and they're like, oh, that's where Keke from. Wrong. I actually hate when people credit Kiana for Keke, because actually Keke should be credited for Kiana. My sister had an imaginary friend named Keke, and that's how I got the nickname, and that's what informed my full name.
The Thing was my first movie. And I read with a lot of New York guys. It was really quite great fun, And my girlfriend at the time, she got the phone call. I hadn't heard from him, and I was, So we were sitting in Phoebe's, which was a bar on 4th Street, and the Bowery, right up from La Mama, where I'd worked a lot. And she came in and she said, "Well, honey, I'm afraid that you're not going to be able to go." And I'm like, oh God, what else can go wrong? Why not? She said, because you got the movie. And I was like, what? You got,
Baby, and you too.
Well, thank you. Come to hang out with us.
Yeah. No, I have a project coming up, and one of the stars of that project will be the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I don't agree with the getting on each other's cases about your likes or dislikes. The great thing about living in this country, at least for the moment, is you still have this. Yeah, for the moment, no, it's true. We still have this freedom of expression. Yeah. We still have these, what we imagine to be inalienable rights. Like when our...
That was, if I could be so absurd to call it a breakout, I was fortunate. I got hired, if you guys remember the series China Beach.
Sure.
So I got hired on China Beach. It was like kind of my first break. And I had a kissing scene with Dana Delaney. And I accidentally went a little bit too far with a kid.
Letterboxd. I'm a big fan of Letterboxd. 4 favorite films. Wow, that's hard. Fat City by John Huston is a favorite of mine. Dog Day Afternoon. I'm just going to say John Cassavetes. I'm putting all of his films as one. Jenna Rowland.